Om Sri Sai Ram. Hearty welcome to Sathya Seva Gurukulam, free online classes in science. So, we have just heard about how sound is produced and different kinds of sounds in nature, correct? And we also studied about vibrations. Is it not? Sound is produced by a vibrating body. If you say I am no very good in whistling, that is also vibrating body, correct? And if you say I am a good flute, I can play on that, that is a vibrating air column that produces sound. So all the vibrations will produce sound, correct? So it is a very important role. Sound plays a very important role. Is it not? Suppose if all of you are silent in the class, then your study, your hearing lessons will be more effective. If everybody is making noise in the class, one is shouting, one is going out, one is coming inside, one is making something to fall, all mischiefs they do. Can you understand any lessons? No. If there is a music party going on, very beautiful Karnataka music, for example, all will be silently hearing, enjoying. And if any disturbance comes, they feel very bad, correct? So like that, sound plays a very important role. So what is vibration? Vibration is the to and fro motion of an object. So even you can try with the scale, bring it to the end of the desk or table and just vibrate it. The scale will give sound, and you can change the columns, sometimes full scale, half scale, like that. We see the variation in sound, correct? And musical instruments like veena, tabla, you have seen tabla, flute, etc. produce different kinds of sounds with different vibration parts. So for example, veena has a vibrating string and tabla has vibrating membrane, and flute will have vibrating columns of air. The holes will make it so. So like that, we found that different kinds of sound are produced to different vibrations. And suppose you are done well in the exam, and your sir or HM, headmaster, will come and say you are done well. That sound will make you happy. Suppose you are not done well, you will score less marks. Then your friends or your teachers say, what is this, you are not scored well. That sound, may not like by you. Some will take in the right spirit as a challenge. Next time I will show my marks. But anyway, that sound, will have some effect for each one of us. Is it not? Now let us see the home assignments. The first question, what is vibration? Give an example. The to and fro motion of an object is called vibration. In the previous class I told about pendulum. Pendulum vibrates. What is pendulum? How it is made? Take a string and tie a metallic bob, the end of it. The string is to be tied to a stand. And what do you observe? If you pluck it to one side and leave it, it goes to the other side and come back. That is called to motion and fro motion, to and fro motion of the object leads to vibration. And you can try, as we have seen in the previous class, what he called as ektara. A hollow coconut shell is used to make a musical instrument called ektara. Ektara means only one string. And if you just pluck it, play this instrument, we find that a sound is produced and its vibrating part is a stretched string. What these fellows do, for business people, just to attract people, they play on it some film songs. Or in a temple side, they have some bhajans and something like that, just to attract people. So when they move, that sound will be heard by our ears and we'll be tempted to buy it. But of course, it's not so easy to produce sound like that. It requires a lot of practice. Okay. So here the vibrating part is stretched string and the instrument is called ektara. And here next question. Identify the part of the instrument which vibrates to produce the sound in the following instruments. So this is tabla, and this is sitar, this is harmonium, and this is flute. So here the question given was dolak. Dolak is also kind of mridangam, and there you have stretched membrane just like this. This is dolak. Now this is tabla, another form of dolak. In dolak, you have both the sides you have stretched membrane. So that stretched membrane, when you beat on it, it produces sound. And in sitar, so this is sitar, we have a stretched string. So there will be a string here. It is tightened by the means of screws there, and the sound is controlled here. So now it gives you very good. Can you name some of the famous sitar players? Yes, Ravi Shankar, Pandit Ravi Shankar, and his daughter also, Anushka Shankar, and a lot of sitar players who can produce lot of good music out of it. Flute, vibration in air column. So flute, you have seen there will be holes there. Just moving the fingers on the holes, there will be variation of sound. How many know playing on flute? Note the spelling, F-L-U-T-E, but not fruit, F-R-U-I-T. Fruit is something to eat. This is something to produce sound. And how the sound is produced here? Vibration in air column. So movement of your fingers will produce different kind of sound, correct? And one more question you have. Show an activity to show that vibrating objects produce sound. Yesterday we have seen one activity. Today we will see one more. So what is this here? This is a rubber band. Rubber band is taken and put around the longer side of the pencil box. So this is a pencil box. This box has two sides. One is called longer side and shorter side. So on the longer side you put a rubber band and two pencils are inserted between the box. So under the rubber bands you have to insert two pencils. Now if you plug the rubber band in the middle, we hear the sound in the middle due to vibration. So if we just pluck it, as this gentleman is doing here, we hear some sound. So you can try with hangers also. Hangers, if you beat to the iron or steel chairs, that gives sound. So many devices are there. You can experiment, okay? So this is one example where vibration causes sound. Okay, now let us see today's topic. Activity to make your own Jaltrang. So what is the activity here? We have to take, see, here is your friend. And what is he doing? He is, here there are 6 tumblers here, glass tumblers. Metallic, it should be metallic, not plastic. Especially steel, or you can say glass also you can take, transparent glass. And here what he has done is, he has put water, different quantity, say 10 ml here, 20 ml here, 30, 40, 50, 60, like that. Different quantities of water are put, and what is he doing? He is taking a stick, it may be a pencil also. So what he does, you go on beating one by one. So you hear beautiful music. And if you start from this, one type of music, start from this end, another type. How is the sound produced? That is because of the variation in the air columns. And how the air columns are produced? Because of water, different quantities of water. And that's why it is called Jaltrang. Jal is a Hindi word. Jal means water. Don't waste water. Don't waste food. Don't waste money. Don't waste time. Correct? So, water is very precious. So, this sound is produced because of water there, and hence it is called Jaltrang. Now, let us see how a sitar will give sound. When you pluck the string of the sitar, similarly is the case of a veena, the whole instrument is forced to vibrate, and it is the sound of vibration of the instrument that we hear. So there will be 2 hollow boxes here, and there will be a string here tightened by the screws here, and this will be something like reeds here. So when you pluck, or when you make the, when you move the hand on this, it produces vibrations, and hence beautiful sound is heard. Of course, you have to practice it, not that easy. Okay, now let us see how the sound is produced in us, in human beings. So all of it touch here. This portion is called throat. So we know that humans produce sound with the help of their throat. This is what is called throat, and there is a hard substance here. Correct? There is a hard bump. If you keep our hand on the throat, we find a hard bump here. And when you talk here, we find the movement of the bump. So be grateful to God. What a wonderful machine our body is. Correct? Do you agree with me? Are you understanding? See how nicely you are looking at me, and I am looking at you. How is it possible? Because of the light behind our eyes. You are hearing me, but I am not able to hear you because you are at different distances now. But you are hearing me. Correct? So here the ears will help us. There is a drum there, ear drum, that vibrates. That vibration causes sound. And here that hard bump, that moves. When you eat or drink something, this body part moves. And this hard part, it is called as vocal cords. Vocal, you might have heard about vocal music. That they sing with the their own mouth. Okay, so here when you eat or drink, what happens? This vocal cord move up and down. Especially when you drink water inside, this will come down. And when you stop drinking, it comes up. So that you can feel here. What a wonderful mechanism this throat is. Because here the throat helps for movement of food also, water also, and air also. Air also passes through that same throat. Correct? And this is what's called as voice box, also called larynx. These vocal cords are on the upper end of the breathing pipe. So that is what is called a breathing pipe. See the nose, how nice it is. It takes only oxygen and gives out only carbon dioxide and water vapor. See the mechanism. We have no control on anything. Only we know when food is there in front of us, we will push it to our mouth. That's all we know. What type of food we take and something we can take, something we don't want to take. Like that. That's all our business. Afterwards, we don't know what happens. So here, these vocal cords are on the upper end of the breathing pipe. So they are on the upper end. Is it not? These, what does it do? Vocal cords have voice boxes called as larynx. So these voice boxes which have a narrow passages to the air. So these are the passages to the air. So when the vocal cords vibrate, sound is produced. And if the sound is produced, it passes through the medium of air to others. Is it not? So muscles related to the vocal cords can make the cords tight or loose. Sometimes when you sing, of course all cannot become singers. Only few selected. That's all God's gift. They can sing. So while you sing or when you talk or when you do any other sounds, some are very good in mimicry. That is nothing but reproducing the sounds of birds, animals, rails, train, aeroplane, etc., etc. That's all due to the motion of the vocal cords. And here, these muscles which are by the side of the vocal cords, they make it tight or loose. So that's how there will be variation in sound. When lungs forcefully push the air out, then the vocal cords vibrate, producing sound. So every day, how many times you breathe? Do you know? 21,600 times. Note down number. 21,600 times we breathe. And when you take, that is called inhaling. When you take the air inside, that is oxygen, and it will go to the lungs, and after some time it comes out in the form of carbon dioxide. It will pass down to the blood inside, and when it comes out, there will be the muscles are activated, and that vibrates the vocal cord, and these vocal cords will produce sound. So what a wonderful mechanism. Correct? Some of them they lose these vocal cords, especially after 70 or so. Then there will be a artificial vocal cord. It will be a very big problem. Whatever they say, can't understand. Okay? Now there is an interesting thing you must note. The length of the vocal cords in males is about 20 millimeters in length. Females is about 15 millimeters. 20 millimeter means how much? 2 centimeters. Don't think this is so big. 2 centimeters. And 1.5 centimeters in case of female, women. Children have smaller depending on their age. And that's why the women voice is different from that of man, and it is different from that of children. Correct? The children will talk in a very sweet, soft voice, innocent their words will be, because their vocal cords are very, very small. So as the age grows, the vocal cords also, there will be length increases, and hence the voice also changes. Okay. Now let us see some home assignment. The first question, what is Jaltrang? Second question, where is the sound produced in human beings? How is that sound produced? First is where, means part you must tell. Second is how. The voice of the man, woman, children are different. Why? Okay. Now let us see what Bhagawan Baba says. Respect and love everybody. In Telugu there is one song by Tyagaraja. Indiro Mahanubhavulu. Andiriku Vandanamulu. So, everybody is great. It's all God's creations. We are all like roses. Or you can say we are all like flowers in the garden of God. And God is a gardener. Some worn out or unwanted, they will remove off. Fresh one, he will allow to grow. So we have to respect each and every one. Only then you will become deserving God, deserving children of God, who is the indweller of all beings. This is what our Purusha Sukta says, Sahasra Shisha Purushaha. So God is in the heart of all. So we have to respect that. Then you may say, sir, he is not a good character, he is drinking, he is smoking, all those things. That may be their habits, but each and every one has got, or there is divinity in one and all. You have to see that. Bhagavan Baba used to see that only. In all his speeches he used to say, Divyatma Swarupalara, Prematma Swarupalara. He never used to differentiate human beings. He used to see one in all many. Okay? So try to answer the home assignments. Come prepared. Thank you.